So to get started, Winncom is a global value-add distributor and provider of complete networking solutions. We offer a full range of network infrastructure and access products by leading industry manufacturers, providing a multitude of solutions in many markets and applications. We're headquartered in Solon, Ohio, which is just outside of Cleveland. We have over 250 employees worldwide, 15 plus sales offices, and 7 distribution centers across the globe, including US, Canada, Europe, Asia, and Africa. We're coming up on a milestone of our 25th anniversary, so that's going to be a big point of celebration with a lot of customers along the way. Our focus and specialty really, and you're going to hear a lot about this throughout the conversation here, is our technical expertise. We have over 60 full-time engineers, and we put a lot of focus here. And I think the real value of what Winncom has to offer as a complete end-to-end solutions provider is the technical expertise. With our focus in networking background, we provide a full ecosystem of end-to-end solutions, including. So we take a lot of pride in being involved from the pre-sales through the inception of the project, implementation, project management, post-sales, even on SLAs. It's a never-ending process, and I mean that in a positive way because things grow. We like to grow with our customers. So our pre-sales consulting service is key in getting off the ground on the right foot. A full portfolio of relationships with over 85 OEMs. We have a deep and wide portfolio. The key that we provide here is by providing a product manager aligned with each of our OEMs. So we're an extension of the OEM. We should truly see it that way. In many cases, with our key OEMs, we're Tier 1 and Tier 2 support. Online, on-demand customer education center, certification training classes. We perform many certification trainings for many of our OEMs. Again, implementation and project management, post-sales support. And I did not change the slide, I'm sorry. There's pretty much what I just said. Technology and supporting solutions, we're going to highlight two LTE and fiber today, but we encompass a lot of areas. Point-to-point, point-to-multipoint solutions, enterprise Wi-Fi, wireless LAN, network management systems. We even have some homegrown network management systems that encompass multiple OEMs. Our supporting solutions, site solutions, all the way down to all the ancillaries that you would require for a complete end-to-end network deployment. Power solutions, clean power solutions, solar, custom built. We do a lot of custom work on the enclosure side, cable assemblies. So if it's not in the catalog, so to speak, please don't hesitate to ask us to go out and find that specialty item or customize something for you. This is a snapshot. This is not all of our brands on the line card. The key, the message here is we're deep and wide in the offerings that we have. So broadband and Wi-Fi solutions is a key focal area for us. Along with that comes the antennas, the ancillaries, infrastructure, DAS, power, fiber, video surveillance. We spent, I'd say, the past year and a half on building a very deep ecosystem of products in the CBRS world. So if you're deploying CBRS, you're interested in taking advantage of GAA, or you have some pals to deploy, I encourage you to give us a shot to provide a solution for consideration. This is the proverbial logo slide. The message here is we have customers all over the map. So enterprise, federal, state, and local government customers, large, small VARs, systems integrators, and in the operator space, wireless ISPs, but also any competitive networking service provider. We do a lot with. These are just some of them, but we have an active customer database of over 8,000 customers globally. This is a snapshot of our sales representation and business development. Many of them are in here, but we have teams stacked led by a regional sales manager for each one of the regions, 4 regions across the US and Canada, but also multiple inside sales resources that we have to leverage that expertise and communicate with our customers. This question slide was supposed to be at the very end, but I'm going to, before I hand the baton to to our friends at Nokia, I want to share a compliment. It was an indirect compliment, but it kind of ties together the whole message here. The message for that us, we take a lot of pride in partnering with our customers and becoming that partner that you can rely on, regardless of what solution or what technology or what software you're deploying. And we recently did a meeting with the folks up here. I can't promise them to take all your but we recently did an all-day meeting to cover the fiber solutions. So we were already engaged with the fixed wireless access, and we covered a whole day session discussing fiber. And it was, the next day we were doing some site walks, and one of the employees in the meeting the day before came up to me and said, I just want to thank you for your support and love and everything that you guys have done, not just Winncom and Nokia, and answering all the questions, providing us things to consider, solutions to look at. But the real compliment came when they said, had I not known going into the meeting, I wouldn't have known if you were a Nokia employee or a Winncom employee, because the meeting was very cohesive and it was fluid. And they could tell that we were there just to help them solve problems, and that's what we do. So I'll hand it over to Fayaz for a few words, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Mike. My name is Fayaz Patwa with Nokia. Got my colleague here, Mr. Sunu Simon. They said I need the sales guy here as well, so who's the sales guy? I think he's partly funding this Nokia spotlight. But I appreciate Mike, your words were spot on. I mean, what we're trying to accomplish here with building out broadband across the country, it's not that no one entity is going to be able to be successful, and that's why we really value our partnership. We've got a task ahead, and we believe that together we've got the right product mix and solutions. So what I'm going to do is just go through some slides, a little bit overview of Nokia, our resume, what we're all about, and then Kent will give us some more proof points of the great work that's going on in the field. So at a high level, Nokia, we're a large corporation. We have technology leadership across all the domains that we build products with. I think most folks are familiar with our wireless, our mobile network division that builds radio, small cells, and other infrastructure equipment that we supply all over the world. In addition, we've also got our network infrastructure division where we have a leadership with IP, optical, and our PON and fixed access. Right? So we build all these products. Then our cloud and network services division is focused on 4G, 5G core software and other applications. One of the key things that some folks generally are not aware is that Bell Labs is part of Nokia. We've got over 1,000 scientists at Bell Labs who are focused on solving the problems that the industry is going to face 10 years out, and that's sort of, Bell Labs is the watering hole for all of our product units and divisions. Right? So Bell Labs formulates new patents, new solutions, and then the product units embrace those into the products that we sell out of the market. In addition, another aspect of our technology portfolio is that about a decade ago, we embraced building our own silicon, our own chipsets. Okay? So in each product unit, we have our own customized system on chip for those products. Like in the wireless domain, it's the ReefShark chipset is what is the building block of our wireless portfolio. In our fixed access, it's called the Quillian chipset that provides the horsepower for all the cards and the OLTs and in other line cards, right? So with us building our own silicon, what we basically fast forward to supply chain challenges in 2022, we are somewhat agnostic, right? I mean, we have not had the challenges that others have had because we build our own chipsets. So we're not dependent on the likes of Broadband and Intel and others, right? Where from the auto industry, others in telecom are really hands-on. A little bit, brag about our resume in the U.S. So we have the #1 XGS PON and GPON market share in the U.S. and in North America as well. We've got over 10,000 employees. I'm based in Dallas, Illinois. We've got a central office location. We've got our R&D, our pawn and fiber. We've got our R&D facilities in Raleigh, North Carolina, Dallas, Chicago, other areas. We've got 26 offices, research locations, and then in IT and optical, we've got a number 2 position. Our broadband strategy is basically, so a little bit about it. It's basically zero broadband is what we call it. It's built on 4 different pillars. Number 1 and foremost is zero left behind. So we believe that to get broadband out to the corners of this country, it's not just going to be one technology. It's going to be the power of N. So it's fiber plus fixed wireless. And we've got the portfolio in both these domains to connect both fiber and fixed wireless. Then as we get into in-building, we also have a portfolio that spans across the Wi-Fi, in-home, small cells to cover that domain. The second pillar is zero limits. Our products are, they comply by standards. So 3GPP is the underlying standard body. We build standard products and then follow industry standards, and we believe that by having solutions that follow standards, that provide solutions and products to our customers that are future-proof. Plus, going with a standards-based solution, our customers enjoy the freedom to take different components from other vendors and mix them together. It's not a proprietary end-to-end solution. Zero touch is where we have our software division, cloud compute, where all the automation takes place. And then as far as the environmental side, zero waste is where we're bringing environmental consciousness, and that's one of our core Nokia prime values is environment, heat dissipation, power dissipation from our equipment. Okay? We've got a gigabit playbook that is available. I would invite the folks here to come to our booth. We have the link. We'll be happy to share. We've got a number of folks in the booth here. If I may ask our Nokia folks to please stand up. Just do a so. Oh my God! I look so many expenses. So did you want to ask anything else there?
No, this one. I guess the last one. So the story that Mike shared and Mike and Kyle, we had the privilege of meeting up in Broadband, and it's not just another customer. I met Alan and Ken in Raleigh, and one of the first things they brought up in the meeting, I was embarrassed at this, was, have you been to our Twitter page and our LinkedIn? And I didn't. I was embarrassed. I admit it. But I would encourage every one of you to just get the phone out and just look. And you see what they do. And they connect. These conferences that you see here, you hear a lot about government money. You hear a lot about moving parts. We have to wait for this. These two here, all they do is roll up their sleeves and they just do it. And you see the proof. And so when I sat there listening to stories, they were sharing experiences of actual local people that finally got broadband, that actually grandmothers got to see their kids on Teams, or I'm sorry, on Skype and that sort of thing. You don't think about that because we have the luxury in this room to have that. So then I realized why they do it. And it's nice to know and work with people that believe that. So I just wanted to say that because it doesn't, like, they just do it. Over the air, underground, they just do it. And they're impacting people one at a time. So with that, let me introduce Ken Weinrich, the CTO of Broadband.
I could follow up with that. Ken Weinrich, CTO, co-founder of Open Broadband. But that's me. We're based in North Carolina, but we cover North and South Carolina, Virginia, and we've got another state coming up real soon as well. So we're our goal is to be a southeastern force in broadband. And we serve the underserved and underprivileged. I'll get into a little bit about that stuff. So our typical subscription service is about $45 to do 25 meg to a gig. Line of sight, non-line of sight, and fiber. We'll just use anything we can to get connectivity to people. So whatever works, we use every tool in the toolbox. So I think it's critical for us to be able to get broadband to everybody. We provide services to like government. Well, government, for example, we provide services to their offices, their buildings. Quite often they'll give us access to their towers or water towers. Businesses, for example, there's a peanut processor in a town called Charlotte, North Carolina. You may be familiar with pickles from that town. But this peanut processor was trying to run an international business on MiFis. That doesn't work. Their phones and everything on MiFis. So they let us get on one of their green elevators, and not only do we provide service to them, but we provide service to the neighbor as well. We have another crop insurance business in the middle of nowhere, and they, at their own expense, built a 120-foot tower. And so to be able to provide service to them, and then again, service to their neighbors. Education, we have a college that built a tower as well for us to provide service to them and their neighbors. We also do Wi-Fi zones and analytics, and we serve the, again, underserved and underprivileged. Some of the underserved are not necessarily in rural areas. So, for example, housing. So we've got a very large contract with the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, to be able to provide public housing units with very decent Wi-Fi and broadband. So we make sure we cover the whole area, and we make sure that everybody's got service properly to their apartments and the like. Another thing that we do is we make sure we communicate with people. So the bigger picture here is an event where a rural area, we met at a place called a Rortown, which is like a group for farmers in the lake. And we packed the place. It was amazing. It kind of blew me away. And they were just lined up out the door off to the right as well. One of the other picture is a block party that we put together for one of the public housing units that we serve, and it was there so to make sure people understood how the Wi-Fi system works and how to get into it and the like. We also put together training. Again, with the city of Charlotte, they helped us connect with people who would be interested in being trained and actually become employees. So Nick is our guy who does a lot of the training. We do this also at public or community colleges. And so these people were all trained in how to do connectors, how to test cables, how to set up radios, and most of these people are still employees with us. Matter of fact, one of these people is my assistant, and she is awesome. So we ran into some really wonderful people that normally would not have been exposed to this. And here we are, we've employed them, we've educated them, and we've employed them. So, what do we like with Winncom? There's so many things that we like with Winncom. Their engineering support is absolutely amazing. Kyle and Camille have just been amazing to us. I don't even know, I don't know any more expletives that I can put into that because they do everything we could ever want them to do. And they're to support us at every point along the line. It's just amazing. We've got great equipment selection, and they help us select the proper equipment as well. So, and they're also training the trainer. So we've got like some of the crew here, the picture off to the right, is that this is all at one of our tower sites. We're deploying Nokia CBRS. And so Kyle's in the background there as well. And so he's training our key people here on how to make sure that everything's installed properly. This is one of the first installs we've done for CBRS with Nokia. But he's making sure that everything is done right and done properly so that our people understand. And so our two people here can now take that to other people as well. And they're also helping us with some of the design moving forward. And as we get deeper into fiber and the like, that's going to be very important to us. So what do we like about Nokia? Well, it was really the best in the business. They offer great support and education. They make us feel like the big guys. I mean, these are the meetings that everybody was talking about here. Really feel like a big wheel with them. And I was thinking back. Because here's a big company, they deal with all the big guys, and we're a little small company with 30 employees, and we're feeling like we're very important, and we are to them, which is very critical. The bottom picture is actually their lab, and I didn't know this until we met with them, but that's what GPON was about. So it's kind of cool to have that kind of in our backyard. And they do support me on the product. They'll also help us with design, and they're reachable. It's not like with a lot of other companies. I just can't, there's not enough to say for them. They're really, really very impressed with the whole relationship and the give and take. And that meeting was just a big deal for us. And we look forward to doing more of that. And so that's a quick run of what we're doing with Nokia and Winncom. And I'm available for questions either now or later, or whatever you like. I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
First of all, my name is Kyle Barnes, part of the engineering team here at Winncom. Prior to coming to Winncom, I was an operator for 20 years, so I'm very familiar with what goes on in the field, how to deploy things, how to make selections, what equipment manufacturers use. I purchased my equipment from Winncom for about 12 years, so coming over here was a very pleasant, very easy transition. I'd like to thank Nokia and Broadband for being such great partners. We really do look at our customers as partners, and Nokia as well. Winncom Engineering Services, professional services, we handle everything from pre-sales engineering, post-sales support, and everything in between. And when I say everything in between, we'll help you with power button calculations. You want to know what size cable hanger to put on your hybrid cable, we can do that. You want to know what nuts and bolts to put on your grounding bar, what wire, what gauge, everything. I mean, we can help you down to, an actual complete bill of materials. Again, we do path calculations. We have a lot of the best software available. We have what I believe is one of the most complete engineering teams in the distribution arena right now. But I think what that definitely sets us apart is our post-sales engineering. Most people just want to get you to the sales part and then walk away. We want to help you. I'll give you an example over here. A couple of these are cabinet designs that we've done in-house. The one on the far left is actually for the military. They came to us and said, we need something that the soldiers can deploy and work on very easily. All of our boxes are, RADs, NAS. So we actually came up with the design, built it, and shipped it, and it can all be serviced with a one Phillips head screwdriver. Most of these sites are remote border control and solar power. So it might be, you never know which soldier is going to be working on this. And so we've built the enclosures identical, and it's become a standard now, at least for this portion of the DoD. Oh, sorry. So that's what we really want to do, is we want to help you be successful. Not only knowing that you're successful, you'll buy more equipment, but hopefully you'll continue to come through Winncom and buy that equipment. And again, I still think our differentiator is really the experience we have on our engineering staff with some of what I believe is the best in the industry. And we're definitely here to help. So I don't really have much else, and I'm going to cut it short here and say that I encourage you to stop me in the hallway, stop me in the exhibit hall, ask me questions. I love talking about the industry, equipment, business plans. Like I said, being an operator, I have a lot of experience doing what I love. So, thank you guys very much.
So that's kind of what we had in store. We got a little extra time. Maybe we didn't go over. But we want to make this interactive. I mean, I see a lot of familiar faces and some that I personally haven't seen before. So if you have any questions or you want to talk about a challenge or whatever, please feel free to, there's a microphone back here, or just stand up and shout. We're a small group. But any comments, any questions, any additional thoughts on what we've talked about today. I think, as we really didn't rehearse this. I mean, this was kind of an extension of the fluidness of the conversation that we had and the partnership that we had. But I'll also add that in this, I'm also proud to say that we haven't even had a relationship for a year. Certainly with Nokia, and even shorter with Open Broadband. So we're moving fast. That's the industry, all right. And one of the key values that we continue to offer and help and assist with our customers is being there for them. We've been an extension to the technical team for Open Broadband. I mean, they can't grow as fast as they need to because it's that fast paced. In all of that, I mean, we have people in the team that we have, the technical team, Kyle has a tremendous amount of experience. He's been there, done that. He's feeling a lot of the pains and challenges and looking for the solutions that these guys are faced with every day. And everybody's different too. So, and I think we have, we have, like I said earlier, we have product managers specifically for each product line. They're also cross-organized across all of them. We do the same thing with engineers. We have a subject matter expert that owns each different area, but they all know a little bit about everything, and in many cases a lot about everything. So we have a lot of resources available. Encouraged to give us whatever challenge, no matter how big or small it is, and let's give us an opportunity to work with you. We greatly appreciate it. Any comments, questions, Alan?
I was asking if Kyle wants to expand a little bit about your background working in which industry, because we're all from there, and then maybe touch upon the very detailed work you do about some power and grounding.
Yeah, no problem. So I got in the industry. I actually started installing T1s in 02, and they got into wireless. Several companies grow, mainly in the WISP space for probably the first 9 to 12 years, and then over the last 5 to 8 years, it's really been public safety and carrier transport. So just the vast different scenarios that are changing in those spaces. So that's what's kind of helping. And again, I'm used to training crews, running crews, managing crews, but also responding to problems such as, hey, we've got some new equipment coming in. We ordered it. Now we got to figure out how to make it work. To your point with the site in Row In, not everyone understands negative voltage. I mean, it's tricky. And people, they assume it's DC voltage is all the same. A positive birth ground system is obviously different than a negative birth ground system. They get pieces, but trying to help them put everything together. That's what I was really trying to do at Row In, and set the standard. Just little things like putting the clear cover on the back of the power shelf. That's something I learned accidentally. Well, accidentally, but in a very harsh way. A screwdriver was dropped. You know what I mean? And it shorted across, blew up a power rectifier. That was a personal experience, and I tried to pass on. Anytime I train people on power shelves, understanding we had some issues. We went through some troubleshooting steps while we were on the road. So that was another good experience. It was nothing goes perfect. You can have the best execution plan, but there's always going to be a wrench turned in, right? We had a fiber that wasn't working correctly. We were able to troubleshoot that, and that was a good experience to do on-site with staff that had never seen the equipment before. And hopefully they can take that experience and use that in other aspects, other sites. It's a good learning experience, and that's what I try to do is bring 20 years of learning experiences and give that to people, to customers, to when we're doing on-site training.
So when Kyle mentions Row In is a county north of Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where we're deploying some of our first Nokia CDRS. And it was a little difficult for us to wrap our heads around minus 48 power structure, and Kyle would have helped us through that and making sure that we all did everything right, because you don't want to do wrong.
No, it's a costly mistake. You start getting some clarity like that. Any other questions, technical, non-technical, about Nokia, about Open Broadband?
Winncom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Trying to be modest.
Well, again, we thank you for your time. time today. Please come by and visit us. We're all here for the duration of the shows. Thanks again.